Billie Eilish's new concert film just hit Kaleidoscope, and if you only read the headlines, you'd think James Cameron just handed us a reference-quality concert film to show off our home theaters. That's not quite what I got. The performance is phenomenal. Billie is the best part of this movie, full stop. But the filmmaking, the actual craft of capturing that performance, left me wanting a lot more, especially for a project with this much star power behind the camera. So today, we're doing something a little different. Less, is this a good concert? And more, is this a good piece of home theater demo material? Does it belong in your reference library next to Stop Making Sense or the Ghosts Right Here, Right Now film? Let's get into it. Hit Me Hard and Soft is available on Kaleidoscope in a 1.85:1 aspect ratio, and it's available in 4K SDR, HDR10, Dolby Vision, and their all-new 4K cinematic format. And it has a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. There are 31 songs packed into this release from Paramount. Quick context for anyone just tuning in. This is Eilish's third concert film, but the first one that's a genuine theatrical 3D release, shot during her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour in Manchester and co-directed by Eilish herself alongside James Cameron. Yes, that James Cameron. That's the hook that got a lot of us in the door, me included. The idea was reportedly born out of a conversation with Eilish's mom about Cameron's underwater documentary work, and from there it became this hybrid, live 3D performance footage cut with behind-the-scenes, couch-side interview segments between Billie and Cameron. On paper, that's a great formula. Cameron's resume is the resume for spectacle and immersive image making. So going in, my expectations for the technical side of this thing were sky high. Before I get critical about anything technical, I want to be completely clear. Billie Eilish is incredible here. The set list, the staging, the emotional range. She goes from full headbanger energy on something like Bad Guy to dead silence in the room in an arena for When the Party's Over, where she literally asks 20,000 people to stay quiet so she can record those looped vocal harmonies live. That's a genuinely special moment, and if you're any kind of fan, this movie is a must-watch for that alone. This isn't a knock on her artistry, it's the opposite. The show itself deserves an A+ documentation. What we got was more like a solid B-. Okay, home theater talk. Let's start with picture. The wide shots, the big stadium scale moments, those look genuinely good. There's scale, there's depth from the 3D work, and when the lighting rig is cranked up, the image holds together. But the second the show shifts into one of Eilish's signature low-light, moody ballad sequences, which, let's be honest, is a huge chunk of her catalog, the picture falls apart. You get noticeable sensor noise crawling through the shadows. Skin tones get a little mushy. Fine detail in her hair and the fabric of her outfits just dissolves into grain. For a film with this pedigree, this is the part that genuinely surprised me. If you've calibrated your projector or OLED for inky blacks, this movie is going to expose every bit of that camera noise instead of hiding it. Here's the thing that really stuck with me. In the behind-the-scenes segments, you repeatedly see Billie pitching the most creative visual ideas. Like that bit where she grabs a handheld camera mid-song, throws it on the stage floor, and performs standing over the top of it. That's a genuinely clever, outside-of-the-box shot. And the credit for that goes to the artist, not the visual legend who's co-directing. It left me with this nagging feeling that Cameron's involvement was much more executive presence lending credibility than hands actively shaping every frame, which, fair, he's a busy guy, but it's not the experience the marketing sold. It felt like Cameron showed up late the morning of the show, grabbed the camera for a few shots, and left before the encore to beat traffic. Now, Let's talk sound, because this is another place I expected this film to really flex. Concert films are the genre for showing off your audio setup. Crowd noise wrapping around the room, bass you feel in your chest, vocals that feel like they're floating in 3D space alongside the picture. This is the easiest genre in the world to make demo reel worthy audio. And given this title is one of the few that arrives with a full Dolby Atmos track, I expected them to really utilize it. And what we get is fine. It's a clean, competent, stereo-forward mix. Billie's vocals are upfront and clear, which matters most. Nothing is harsh or poorly balanced, but it's flat in the way it uses the room. There's minimal use of height channels if you've got an Atmos setup running. The low end is present, but doesn't have that chest thump show off your subwoofer moment you'd expect from a song like L'amour de ma vie, hitting its house beat drop or the bass heavy growl in Bad Guy. Compare that to something like Muse's Simulation Theory. That's a mix that uses the entire room as an instrument, even without an Atmos track. Discrete effects placement, surround channels doing real work, bass that's mixed to move air. This Eilish film, by comparison, sounds like a very competent live stream mix ported over to a theatrical release, not a bespoke immersive audio production. For a film attached to one of the most technically obsessive directors in the business, that's a missed opportunity. This was sitting right there as an easy home theater showcase moment, and it just didn't swing for it. So let's answer the actual question this channel exists to answer. Should this be in your home theater rotation? If you're a Billie Eilish fan, yes, absolutely, no hesitation. The performance, the song selection, the genuine vulnerability in those couch interview segments, that's all worth your time and worth owning. This is a must-see, full stop. But if you're asking, is this going to be the show I throw on to show off my new projector or my Atmos setup to my friends? No. It's not bad. It won't embarrass your system, but it's also not going to make anyone's jaw drop the way a truly reference-tier concert film does. The cameras had real noise issues the second the lighting dimmed, and the audio mix plays it safe when it had every opportunity to be aggressive and immersive. And honestly, the most interesting visual ideas in the whole movie seem to come from Billie herself, which says a lot about her as an artist, not quite as much as I'd hoped about the production around her. So that's my take. A fantastic concert captured by a film that's good, not great. Billie Eilish fans, go watch this now. You'll love it. Home theater enthusiasts looking for your next demo concert? Keep looking. This one's a watch, not a showcase. Let me know in the comments if you've seen it and whether you agree. And if you want to see how this stacks up against other recent concert films on the demo scale, you can check out my full Front Row Cinema playlist and make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.